Well, the holiday home stretch is in sight, but the pressure to get it all done can feel really intense. So we're jumping in with ways to help you simplify and savor this season. Studio 5 contributor Connie Sokol says gifts of the heart cost nothing, but mean the very most. You say this is the best. The best way to avoid that hustle and bustle is just to give from where it really counts.
Yes, instead of trying to reach out there and let's get more, maybe step it back. And it does take time and energy and focus, but give something from the heart. And there's different ways that we can go about that. And the first thing I think is the gift of forgiveness. I think that's a huge thing. And again, it takes that time and energy, but it's really letting go of the anger and the hurt and the betrayal of something that someone said or someone did to you, and just like tying a string to a balloon with that kind of a thing on it and just letting it go, either giving it to God or your higher power, whatever it is for you, but letting that go.
Do you find doing something like the balloon on a string, that physical release? Some people might roll their eyes and say that's a little cheesy. Do I really need to do that? Do you find that actually helps?
Yes, I think a physical act is super helpful. I remember when I was a missionary and things were hard with our group, and the district leader had everyone write something on a paper that was bothering us and then crunch it up and put it in the garbage can. I still remember that because it is a physical act to let it go. And this isn't being a doormat, just saying, oh, everything's okay then, or putting on a fake smile. This is acknowledging something was wrong and yet setting a personal boundary in how you're going to deal with it. But it's letting go of the negativity about that issue or that person.
Gifts of forgiveness top your list. Another gift you say we can give to others or ourselves is the gift of joy.
Yes, and it's so simple. We can do a couple of really simple things, because it's funny, I'll go around and you're Merry Christmas shopping and you see all these frowny faces and they're checking their coupons and they're making sure they're getting the deal. They got to get home.
They're angry, Connie.
They are. They're just like, get out of my parking spot. That's mine. And instead, we can smile. First thing, we can smile. I love these postal workers that I go to, my local post office. They smile. They're kind. They make you feel like they have all the time in the world for whatever package you have. They're darling. So just smile. And then even add in a Merry Christmas in our little PC world today. You notice nobody really says it, but you watch the oldie movies and they're all Merry Christmas, and it makes you feel that way. So that's another great thing. And the last thing is to serve spontaneously. And that means don't worry about offending someone. Just do something kind. It's always good to do a kind thing. And so pick up the package, open the door. Years ago, we went back east, and our family, big family of 8, we were at a restaurant, we were eating, and we went to pay the bill, and we found out somebody had already picked up the tab. It was so delightful, and then we get to pay that forward. So it was a lovely, kind, spontaneous thing, so look for those.
And it can be so simple. At least 2 times this week, I've been walking into KSL Broadcast House, and I've got my makeup bag over my shoulder and my purse on the other, and I'm late, usually, and I'm running in the door, and yeah, twice this week, someone has stopped, gone out of their way just to open the door. So simple, sounds so basic and so nothing, but it has turned my morning around. I'm instantly more joyful, like you talk about.
Yes, and you're soft. You feel soft again, like it's okay, and someone's got my back and we're all right.
I like this next gift, the gift of listening.
Yes, I really feel, the holidays can be so lonely, and I think in the extra hustle bustle, people are really moving at the speed of sound, and instead of looking each other in the eyeballs, and that is such a gift we give to each other. Even if you have the most fabulous or urgent news, even if it's only for 5 minutes, when we just look at someone and we listen and we respond, just like those postal workers, and they make you feel like, I do have all the time in the world, even if it's 5 minutes. People understand if you say, I want to listen more, but I gotta go. They totally understand. They felt heard and seen for 5 minutes, and that's more than a lot of people get. So that's a great, simple gift you can give to someone.
And it's one of those gifts that when you're in the middle of a conversation, you almost feel the words kind of running away from you as you continue to talk and talk, and you see those kind eyes looking back. It means so much. It hits the heart.
Yes, it does, especially if you're not getting out much and you have young children. You tend to, the first stranger you meet, blah, 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 blah. So yeah.
Gift of love is next on your list, and what I love about this idea is you did something really special, I guess a few years back.
Well, no, I just started it this year. I decided to do this tradition. I'm sure it's not new, but for me, it was like this epiphany. And I thought, I'm going to write a letter to people who have been specifically influential or pivotal to me this year. And particularly ones that kind of come in your life kind of random, but they come just at the right time or in the right moment. And we kind of just go, that was so amazing, but we don't really go back and go, wow, that was really pivotal for me. And so I decided to write 5 letters, because there's tons more you could write. But then, if you do 10 or 15, then you won't do them, you feel guilty, and then that becomes a negative.
Yeah,
so I want to keep it 5. Good, happy. And as I was writing these, I have to tell you, it has been so joyful and so cathartic. I am filled with gratitude, and I'm remembering these moments and saying, you're amazing that you knew, that you were there, that you were inspired to hear or be or do whatever it was that you did, and let them know in some special way. And I handwrite it. My handwriting is horrible, but I'm handwriting it to let them know this is meaningful. And now I'm going to do one for each of my kids, because I want them to know this is how you've blessed my life this year. And I love it. I'm going to do this every year.
I love that idea. And you know what? It's not always the people that are there day in and day out. We should appreciate them too. But like
which
you said,
we need to do.
The people that come and go. Oftentimes when I get kind, sweet messages from viewers that I've never even met, I often say back to them, it says a lot about you that you took the time to look up an email address, send this note, and I think that says something about even the strangers that come and go in our life, so to speak. They can have those meaningful impacts.
Exactly. It's like that, the 6 levels of separation or whatever, that we really do influence each other's lives in so many ways. And that's what's wonderful. And there's that book, The Butterfly Effect, and it talks about the effect of one person and how it goes through not just days and weeks and years, but generations of how we've all beautifully influenced each other's lives.
And that book kind of speaks to your next gift, which is the gift of gratitude.
Yes, and I know it's such a sung phrase, but it is so key and so simple. I can't believe the difference that comes into our lives when we actively think and feel what we're grateful for, and then it physiologically and emotionally changes us. I mean, we feel a shift in the way we look at things, the way we look at people, their intentions, what's going on. It is really amazing and such a simple thing, and it works to the depth that we refresh it. So each day we're driving, we're cleaning out a drawer in the kitchen, we're cooking dinner, we can be thinking of things that we're grateful for, and it's amazing how automatically a smile comes on your face, or you look at your children differently, or you look at your life differently. It's a great thing.
And it's interesting, I asked you earlier about the physical release of the balloon, right, with forgiveness. I was talking to a girlfriend the other day who identified herself as a fairly grateful person. She said, every night I kneel by the side of my bed, I thank my God for what I'm grateful for, but she was feeling in a rut, and she actually physically wrote down that gratitude list, which she said felt so cheesy and so unnecessary, but she said it changed it. Like you talk about that power of physically acknowledging that thankfulness on paper can make a difference.
Absolutely. That pen to paper, I do a gratitude journal, and I do one for my husband, and then I do one just for daily life, and I don't do it every day and every night. But it makes such a difference when you forget, and you kind of underappreciate things that seem pretty normal, and then you start going through them and going, wow, I am so blessed, and that brings in that joy and that feeling of the season.
Connie, thank you so much. We've been blessed by your words of wisdom all this year, and you have a little gift going on your website right now.
Yes, some meaningful gifts. We have the 40 Days with the Savior and the Simplify and Savor the Season book bunches, so it's 5 books for $25. So we ship them in 2 days. If you're in Utah, it's a great, fun, meaningful 40 days is with character traits of the Savior. And Simplify and Savor is just being able to be soaking in the season.
Well, it's a great gift to give, like I said, yourself and someone else if you want to buy those bunches and take advantage.
On our website or Amazon.com. That's great.
Connie, thank you so much. All right, we'll be right back with more in Studio 5.